OK, we've got a bit of a transfer update to bring you because Morgan Rogers is believed to be Arsenal's #1 forward target, despite agreeing a £34 million deal for the Club Brugge winger Christos Tzolis. There's been no club-to-club talks between Arsenal and Villa yet, but Sky Sports News has been reporting that sources close to the situation expect an approach. Now that England are out of the World Cup, interest in Rodgers is set to intensify, despite Villa making it clear that they don't want to sell him. Manchester United, Chelsea and PSG are also interested in the forward. Any fee for Rodgers, though, would be expected to fetch in excess of £100 million. That's given the deals that have already been done this window, for example, Elliot Anderson and Sandro Tonali. Another forward that Arsenal retain an interest in is PSG's Bradley Barcola, along with Liverpool. Right, this is interesting because we're hearing that Morgan Rogers is believed to be the #1 forward target. Barcola probably would be close behind him. There is still a bit of an interest in Julián Álvarez as well. But if we talk just about Barcola and Rogers, because essentially they both play off the left wing, which is still a position that Arsenal would like to strengthen in. Yep. If you've got a choice between the two and you're Andrea Berta at Arsenal, which one are you going for?
Oh.
Good question.
Very good question.
Well, it sounds like he's going for Rogers, but which one do you think is a better fit?
And I think because he probably matches obviously the English born, comes into that as well. So because you can't have too many foreign imports. So I think that's why probably he will be the one I'd probably go for, because he's done it in the Premier League. He's been, he's had a fantastic season last year with Aston Villa. Since he's gone there, he's just, he's been on a upward scale, and I think he's probably the missing piece of the jigsaw for the forward line of Arsenal. So for me, either of them would be brilliant signings, but I feel that Arteta probably looks at it and thinks, who's the one who's ready, and I can put him in tomorrow and know that he's played in the Premier League, he's been there, he's done it, understands it, and also played in Europe and had that experience of winning things as well. So yeah, I mean, either be, but for me, I'd probably, if I had the opportunity, I'd probably opt for Rodgers because of just the points I've made there.
Yeah, no, absolutely makes sense. Whoever it is, get your checkbook out. I think both of those guys ain't going to be cheap.
Arsenal's summer plan may have just changed in the most dramatic way possible, because the player believed to be Mikel Arteta's #1 attacking target is no longer waiting for the Gunners. Morgan Rogers had been identified as Arsenal's leading forward option after England's World Cup exit. The expectation was that Arsenal would approach Aston Villa, even though Villa had made it clear they did not want to sell and valued the 23-year-old at more than £100 million. But before Arsenal could turn interest into a deal, Chelsea moved decisively. Sky Sports reported that Chelsea agreed a British record £117 million transfer with Aston Villa for Rodgers. Arsenal have not simply lost one target. They may now have to rethink the final stage of their attacking rebuild. And this is where the story becomes much bigger than one player. Arsenal have already completed the £34 million signing of Christos Tzolis from Club Brugge. The Greek winger gives Arteta another direct option from the left. But Rodgers was viewed as the statement signing, the Premier League proven attacker who could carry the ball through pressure, operate between the lines, and immediately handle the physical demands of English football. That is why Arsenal's interest made so much sense. Rodgers is young, powerful, versatile, and already proven under Unai Emery. He would not have needed months to understand the league. Arteta could have used him from the left, as an attacking midfielder or in a more central role. But Chelsea's speed has exposed the danger of waiting. Arsenal now face a major decision. Do they move aggressively for Bradley Barcola? Do they revive their interest in Julián Álvarez? Or do they trust Tzolis and use the money elsewhere? Barcola is perhaps the most natural alternative. Arsenal and Liverpool have both explored the conditions of a deal, but PSG do not want to sell. His pace, one-against-one quality, and ability to attack space would add a different dimension to Arsenal's left side. However, PSG could demand an enormous fee, potentially even higher than the amount Chelsea paid for Rodgers. Then there is Julián Álvarez. Arsenal retain an interest in the Atletico Madrid forward because he offers something different. He can play as a striker, operate behind the number 9, or drift into wider areas. He also knows the Premier League and has experience of competing for major trophies. The problem is that this deal looks extremely difficult. Atletico do not want to lose him. The price would be huge, and there have been reports that the player and his family would prefer to remain in Spain. So Arsenal's options are ambitious, but none of them are simple. This makes the Tzolis signing even more important. He scored 17 goals and provided 23 assists in the league last season for Club Brugge, but the Premier League is a different test. The pressure will be immediate, especially if supporters expected another £100 million attacker to arrive. That creates the central question of this transfer window. Were Arsenal right to avoid a bidding war for Rodgers, or did they allow their first-choice target to join a direct rival? From a financial perspective, £117 million is extraordinary. Villa had Rodgers under contract until 2031, so they were under no pressure to sell cheaply. Arsenal may believe that paying such a fee would have limited their ability to strengthen midfield and defence. But elite football is not only about value, it is also about timing. Chelsea have secured a player Arsenal believed could complete their forward line. If Rodgers succeeds at Stamford Bridge, every strong performance will revive the same question. Why did Arsenal not move sooner? Andrea Berta and Arteta must now show that they had a second plan ready. Barcola would bring explosive wing play. Álvarez would bring elite versatility and goals. Tzolis could become the surprise solution already inside the building. They have already strengthened, but the market is moving quickly and their rivals are spending at record levels. Losing Rodgers does not make Arsenal's window a failure. Failing to respond intelligently might. The next move will reveal whether Arsenal see Tzolis as enough, whether they are prepared to spend heavily again, or whether missing Rodgers has forced a complete change of direction. And with Chelsea taking Arsenal's number 1 target in a record deal, the pressure is now firmly on the Gunners to prove that their backup plan can be even better than the original.